Hello everybody, we're out here at the Devil's Backbone Tavern, Canyon Lake, Texas. We're going to go to a show here with Linda Gail Lewis, sister of Jerry Lee Lewis, and we hope it's a great show. We'll be sharing some of it with you later on. Thank you.
Tennessee. Well, thank you so much. It's so great to be back here at the Devil's Backbone, and it's so nice to see y'all here today. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure and let us know if there's anything we can do for you. If we know it, we'll do it. If we don't know it, we might try to do it anyway. Well, this is a song that I recorded with Morrison, and that was an album I did in 1999, and we toured together from 1999 until early in the year 2000. My daughter Annie was on the road with us, and we toured for about a year. We did one tour in America. That was the last tour we did, really, with one here in the USA. And the title of the album is You Win Again. And of course, that's a song that is an old Hank Williams song that was a big hit for my brother back in the 50s. It was it is the flip side of Great Balls of Fire, and it was pretty high up in the country charts. You Win Again. The news is out all over town that you've been Let me some good old country guitar. As well. And he does his own little version of it before we kick off with Annie Marie Lewis.
Hey, you know, I have a French friend. He got attacked by a cat in Paris. He got scratched so bad he had to go to the hospital. You know what his name was? Claude. Well, I say blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on, the one that's gone and made me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. It was on the moonlit night, the sea keep on shining.
Well, thank you so much. You know, I remember going to Nashville to do that recording session, like it was yesterday. Some things you just never forget. It was so exciting to go up there and record that album with my brother. I was so pleased and so happy about it. And of course, we're in the studio and we're doing a whole bunch of country songs. But we had some up-tempo country, some lively kind of country, and we had a lot of country. And then my brother said, I think we should have one rock and roll song on this album. And so, and you know, my brother absolutely loved Chuck Berry songs. He loved Chuck Berry songs more than from any other writer. I remember when we used to do shows with Chuck Berry, and then we'd be on the next night, and Jerry would say, is Chuck here tonight? And I'd say, no, he's not here tonight, Jerry. And he'd say, great, I can do his songs. Because he absolutely loved his songs. But you know, this album was never available on CD. So I manufactured some CDs with my brother's permission, of course. And so we have it here today available on CD because, you know, it only came out on vinyl. Because it was 1969, I think, 1969 or anyway, it was a very long time ago.
I think it came out on an 8-track tape, too.
Well, was I driving a horse and buggy? Or my mama's 57 Cadillac, probably. But you know, we had so much fun when we switched over to do the rock and roll song because, you know, rock and roll is fun. It's a lot of fun. And the song is, of course, Roll Over Beethoven. And I've got my little, I call her my little baby, my daughter, Miss Annie Marie Lewis, and she sings these duets with me. Thank you so much, baby. I'm gonna write a little letter, gonna mail it to my local DJ. It's a jumping little record and I want my jockey to play. Roll over Beethoven, got it here again today. Partner, you ought to see him reel and rock. As long as he's got a dime, music won't never stop. Roll over Beethoven, roll over Beethoven, roll over Beethoven, roll over Beethoven, dig these rhythm and blues. People up there. But before they could actually go to Nashville, they needed more money. So we had this hen house with a whole bunch of hens in it. So they decided that me and my sister, Frankie Jean, would go in the hen house every day for about 2 weeks and gather all these eggs. They would take the eggs to town, and my daddy would take them to town. Not my brother, because he'd be out playing piano at the wagon wheel in Natchez, Mississippi or somewhere. But my daddy would take them to town, and he would collect the money for them. And so that went on for a couple of weeks until they finally had enough money to go. And then they went to Nashville, and they were kind of disappointed when they went up there because, I mean, it could have been worse. They did like my brother's singing. They said, we think you're a great country singer. But you know, you can't play piano in country music. You will have to learn how to play a guitar. So you go home, learn how to play the guitar, and come back and see us. and then we'll probably give you a deal. Well, that wasn't going to happen, so. So they started their trip back, and you know, they had to go through Memphis to get back to the place where we were living, because we was living in an old sharecropper shack down at Black River, Louisiana. And so they had to come back there through Memphis. So my brother said, let's go to Sun Records and see Sam Phillips, because he discovered Elvis and Johnny Cash and Carl Perkins and many, many other people. Sam Phillips was actually, he was a genius. He could recognize talent when nobody else could. You know, they were pretty horrible to Elvis in Nashville as well. He couldn't get a deal there either. They asked him, they said, well, son, what have you been doing for a living? And he said, well, I've been driving a truck. They said, well, that's a good idea. You stick with that. My brother got the deal at Sun, and when this record was coming out, I was so excited about it. We all were. Because in my house, nobody ever said, if Jerry ever gets a hit record and makes the big time, if he does. No, it was always when he does. When he gets it, when he has a hit record, when he is in the big time. So, you know, I wasn't surprised that he had the record deal, but I can tell you, those folks at my school, where I was in about the 3rd grade, they were surprised. As I went to school, and the teacher said, well, does anybody here have anything exciting that's happening that they'd like to share with the class? And I said, oh, yes, I do. And they said, oh, okay. And I said, my brother has a record coming out pretty soon now on Sun Records. He's got a record deal. And of course, they knew where I lived. They knew that I lived in that old shack. And we didn't have, you know, anything. and so they looked at me like, right, I'm sure he does. Okay, next thing, and the next thing happening, they went right on to something else. But you know, I think they were all pretty surprised, especially when my brother had the big hits that he had just a little bit later on. But right now, we were still living in that shack, and they just didn't believe me. But it happened. gotta do, honey, is just stand in one of those spots. Then you wiggle it around. Just a little bit. And that's when you've got something. Oh, baby.
Gail Lewis.
See ya, I'm gonna get you one of these. Yeah, and then you can show it out there. So.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful idea. I'll sign these and you can just
Autobiography anymore, do you? Have to buy it online.
Long time ago.
All right, everybody, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're in Texas at Devil's Backbone Tavern here at Canyon Lake. We're going to head home here in a minute. We just got through enjoying the Gail Lewis show. We'll probably be back again in October to see her again. It was really a great show. See ya.